everybody, it's Gypsy. Let's see. Announcements first. Oh, I have a advertisement coming up in this one where I have new beaded bandanas, and they are selling fast. People are buying them. New ones that I think are really, really cool, so you're going to see those in there. My favorite, all I'm going to give a hint is background black. It has little green leaves on it. Anyways, right. So you'll see that in the little advertisement I usually put in. It looks like at some point next month, probably April 15th, I'm not sure. I'm going to be leaving the desert, going up to the high desert, and I will be in Seligman until into the foreseeable future. Like, it's an indeterminate amount of time. I may be staying up there permanently. It looks like I am because of this homestead thing. I might take a little break and get warmed up down in the desert next winter. I don't know, but it would be very brief. So, starting next month, if you're in the tri-state area, I will be available in Seligman and Kingman, Arizona. And all those other cute little towns like Ash Fork and Williams, all those places I love. So, yes, I'll be available there. You want an in-person reading, you're on vacation, you're coming, out west, southwest, look me up. We could do a reading. You can purchase any of my items without having to pay shipping. Unless, of course, you want the print-on-demand items I have. I'm hoping to stock up on those, but that hasn't happened yet. Our homestead community is moving right along. It's still the beginning stages. I don't have much to share right now. But we're doing research and stuff like that, and I will keep you guys posted. So, today's video is called, my cats have been driving me crazy. I was just on a Zoom call, and both of them were attacking me during the Zoom call. Anyways, this video is called What Your Soul Knows. So I was thinking about this, just thinking over events in my life. And we talk about pre-life planning. And I really suggest people sit down and think about the events in their life and how everything lined up. To me, I know this. There is no such thing as coincidence. Things happen for a reason. Pre-life planning, you line it up, you plan it even with other people. But I was just thinking, with the events that have been going on in the world last couple years, what's going on now, how I had this so perfectly planned without even realizing I did. Consciously here in the physical realm. Okay? So, about 10 years ago, I started basically doing mini homesteading by myself. I started making everything homemade, from my cosmetics, no bite, I'm getting little love bites here, cosmetics, skincare, food. I started canning. I've always loved to garden, and in this place I was in a position where I could start gardening again, so I went back to that, sewing things, just anything I could. I was saving. I mean, my motto became waste not, want not. Yes, I was basically living like my grandparents did in the Depression era. Yes, I said grandparents. I know you youngins, it's great-grandparents. For me, it's grandparents. Yeah. Anyways, we're not going to talk about that. That's when I started doing it about 10 years ago. And I really enjoyed it. And I did do it, to save money, stuff like that. But I really, really got into homesteading, natural living, etc. Now, because I was renting, I really couldn't homestead, but I did what I could. And I mean, it was like I did everything my grandparents used to do. I never thought I would do that. And it wasn't even close to what it is now. This was a decade ago. Yeah, John was still here in the physical realm. I started doing this. I think about this stuff. And then, 3 years ago, I become a nomad, traveling all over the place, full-time, 365. I live in a little tiny trailer, downsize even more. I learned how to live off grid because I don't go to campgrounds, people. I am camping. Oops, spirit got too close to the camera again. I am camping in the middle of the wilderness. I use solar and I have a generator as backup, but I hardly ever use it. I think I haven't used it in like 8 months. But that's for backup. I have to go get my water at various places. I mean, I guess I kind of rough it. Not camping wise, I can't say because I'm in a trailer. To me, roughing it is being in a tent. Um, but I have to go in search of these things. I have to be very self sufficient. I have to be tough. It's not like living a cushy life where you're in a house and, well, most of the time you have electricity. I lived in an area in Ohio where, in a rural area where it kept going out all the time. So that was good practice too, right? Um, and I have to go find my water, find, where to dispose of trash. I even have to, I live in an RV, and if you boondock, for those of you who RV, you have waste tanks. You have your gray tank for your sinks and shower, and then you have your black tank for your toilet. Well, that needs to be empty too. So it's not an easy life, but it's not hard either, and I love it. Hey everybody, it's Gypsy, and I just wanted to show you 2 new additions to my beaded hair bandana collection. This first one is my favorite, the marijuana leaf. Black background, green marijuana leaves on it, and it is glass triangular beads and with beads draped in between. And then we have the red bandana, which also is 100% cotton, and it has gorgeous wooden beads all around the face, and it's ended with a glass amber bead at the bottom. These are all vintage beads on all 3 of these because I'm going to remind you of my next favorite one, the rainbow one, and it has gorgeous vintage round glass iridescent beads, plus it has faceted and round seed beads, glass in blue and clear. Check it out at gypsywitchcreations.com. But for 3 years, I have had practice being self sufficient. So now, the shit is really hitting the fan in this world. And I've been telling everybody, learn to be self sufficient, learn how to do these things. And I am going to be sharing all this stuff in my channel, how to do this stuff. And I'm going to share with you our process of homesteading and stuff. It's so important to know this. And somebody just reminded me a few minutes ago, even if you live in the city, you can garden in your apartment. You can. There's ways to do that. You can be self-sufficient, self-sustaining, self-sustainable anywhere. We're going to be sharing and talking about all this because, look, the economy sucks. Gas is through the roof. We got to save money any way we can. And what we need to learn, more important than anything, is we don't need Big Brother to take care of us. Our ancestors took care of themselves and they did just fine. And they didn't have half the shit we have. Excuse me, girls. Persephone, Rhiannon does not want to play. I'm sorry, everybody. Miss Persephone, she's about to turn 1 next week, and she's just a little bit more active than Rhiannon, and Rhiannon gets upset. Anyways, sorry about that. Right, so we have much more to be self-sustainable. We could live off-grid. I mean, our ancestors didn't have solar panels. I just have very little power. I have these 2 solar panels. It's a case. I open up, I plug it into my batteries, and I charge my batteries all the time. It's all I've got. I'm not running all kinds of... I don't have any appliances, really. I don't. My refrigerator runs off propane. So does my stove. And, yeah, unless I'm in a RV park, I can't use my microwave convection oven, and I don't care. I do everything the old-fashioned way. We need to learn, not that you have to do it all the time, but no, you can do it when necessary, because I really feel the time is coming. The time is now, people. Banking-wise, yeah. Beware financially is all I'm going to say right now, okay? It's all I'm going to say, okay? But my point with this video is if you sit down, and it doesn't even have to be what's with going on now in your life. There's been other instances in my life, but since this is what's going on now and most recent, it's more clear in my head. But things always line up in your life. And you wonder, well, how did that happen? How did I plan that? So, like, I wonder, how did I plan to get on the road in 2019, in the spring of 2019, and then lockdowns come around, and I'm a nomad, and it doesn't even affect me or any other nomads at all because we just went around living our life. I mean, we're just basically out in the middle of the nowhere. We don't care about anything. We get together or we don't, and we don't let it affect us. Our lives really didn't change all that much. Like, how did I line that up? How did I, a decade before the shit started hitting the fan financially really bad, did I start doing homesteading stuff? And now, 10 years later, I'm planning a homestead with friends. And it's, to me, right on time if you look at the world, what's going on. So, not just with that, but with anything through your life. Like, all right, if you have kids, how that lined up. Whether you got a divorce or not, that was pre-planned. You met that person, and whether you stayed with them or not, it was pre-planned. Soul contracts were made to bring that child into the world. So guess what, everybody? No child's a mistake. That was the biggest lie ever told. Telling a child he's a mistake is, how low is that? Anyways, this I'm talking about pre-life planning. Just kind of think about that for a second. Go through life and say, that lined up really well. There's no such thing as coincidences. How did I do that? I didn't even realize I did it. On this plane here, in the earthly plane, consciously, no, you didn't realize you did it, but your higher self, in the spirit realm, you're getting these downloads from your higher self, and these things line up. It's cool. So I was just thinking about that today, and I just had to share it with you. So anyways, I'm going to leave you with that. Blessed be, and make it a joyful one.